One Battle After Another is the story of Leonardo DiCaprio, who plays a man who is struggling to find his wife, who appears to have gone missing. See, he and her are part of a modern, as I understand it, not really a cult, but let's say a fringe living out of the bounds of society, where the two of them are ratty and almost look homeless and have a bunch of firearms and are paranoid about the government and white supremacy, and ultimately something goes wrong. She gets kidnapped and he has to lean on this internal network of paranoid schizophrenics and freakos and wackos and weirdos with phone numbers to hopefully find some firearms, get some action, and get her back. Sounds like it would be something like Nobody, starring Better Call Saul.
Bob
but it's
Odenkirk.
not. Yeah, Bob Odenkirk, but it's not. This is a Paul Thomas Anderson joint. It's a lot more unique. Paul Thomas Anderson formerly directed Punch Drunk Love, The Master, There Will Be Blood, Phantom Thread, I think he did. So it's been a minute since he's done anything big. And this is a big one. It's like Warner Brothers has been weird about it. David Zaslav reportedly doesn't like it that much. It might have an IMAX release. It just seems strange, but for film heads out there, it seems like it's going to be a cool movie. What do you know about One Battle After Another, Andy?
Man, this looks really cool. Looks like a lot of fun. Looks real funny. In the opening trailer, we see Leonardo DiCaprio making a phone call on a payphone, and he's having to give a bunch of code words and code phrases, and he eventually gets to like the third or fourth one and can't remember the answer. That he's frustrated, and he's tried to like talk his way through, and the guy who just won't tell him, he gets real frustrated. So it looks really funny, but also this kind of people who are revolutionaries or attempting to be revolutionaries. We know there's a baby involved. It looks like a lot of fun. It looks hilarious. I've heard people have seen this because I think it screened at CinemaCon or test screenings recently. Not Leonardo DiCaprio, but Benicio del Toro is apparently just really great, just doing some of his best work. I'm excited for this.
Yeah, me too. Also, yeah, definitely coming to IMAX. Shot on VistaVision, like The Brutalist. So that thing where they run the film through sideways, you get the bigger picture. So it should be a good time. Go see it on a big screen. What's next, Andy?
Bring Her Back. So this is the new film from directors Danny and Michael Philippou, who previously did Talk to Me, which we were big fans of on this show. This stars Sally Hawkins as what looks like a foster parent, where she's got several different children from different families all living under one roof, but she's kind of obsessed with some sort of like ritual thing going on, something involving circle imagery is real big, and this all looks like an attempt to bring her daughter back. This looks real creepy, man. We got creepy kids, we got blood, we got stuff happening in the dark, we got some sort of demonic situation going on, or someone's trying to like resurrect someone. This looks real creepy. Comes out May 30th. I'm excited for this.
It's great because Sally Hawkins is so good at playing like a soft, frail woman, right? Like she played the mom in Paul King's two Paddington features. She won an Oscar for Guillermo del Toro's The Shape of Water, where she plays a woman who's mute and like a woman who does not seem to have a lot of power, but is very caring and is very sweet. This is something she's very good at. So placing her and Bring Her Back is sharp because she seems like somebody who would be cool and calm and down and not be some kind of element of horror. I don't know how exactly she plays in this. Like Andy said, she seems like a bit more of a caretaker. Maybe she's trying to bring her daughter back. I'm not really sure. But what I do know is there's some weird things happening in this trailer, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. So looking forward to Bring Her Back. Probably a good time. Definitely going to have more chill expectations than Talk to Me. Talk to Me got overhyped. I think a lot of people thought Talk to Me was going to be this big, awesome thing, and it's kind of a small indie film. I imagine this will be small too, and I think that's okay.
Yeah, I like I said, it looks great. It looks scary. It's got a good summer release date. Usually that's when a lot of the real good horror comes out. I think of things like Long Legs. I'm interested to see where it goes. They seem to kind of have a theme of like people that cross over into the beyond and really shouldn't be.
Yeah, some kind of like, now you just said it, people who cross over to the right, like piercing the veil of life and death, right? Like what's beyond the other side? Can loved ones speak to you? Is there anything there? Is it worth it? Good stuff, good questions. Does seem very similar in tone to Talk to Me, of course, especially with the I remember the early teasers for Bring Her Back had the same like 3-word
Yeah.
layout is Talk to Me. Yeah, like they kind of play with that a little bit. So we'll see. I know they'd gotten attached to like a Street Fighter movie at one point, and now they're not doing that. They're doing this instead. So I don't know. Keep it here on Off Script for more for Bring Her Back. One more to talk about this week, Andy. This one's a big one for nostalgia heads out there. What do you got?
Coming out the same day as Bring Her Back, so good counter programming, is Karate Kid Legends, which we saw a full trailer of. This was released at CinemaCon as well. This stars Ben Wang as Li Fong, who's just moved to New York from China with his mom. They've suffered, I think, the loss of a brother. It looks like he's getting into trouble at school. Eventually, runs into Jackie Chan's character and. It's just like all these movies. Learns about karate. And there's a bully at school. That there's a tournament. It's very much like these movies go. Of course, the great Ralph Macchio shows up, and him and Jackie Chan team up to train Ben Wong's character and win the all 5-borough karate tournament, which apparently happens. These movies. Let me just do a brief history. So. The first original 3 Karate Kid movies happened in 83, 86, 89. It's remade in 1994 with Hilary Swank as kind of a new generation of Karate Kid. It's remade yet again in 2010 with Jaden Smith, Will Smith's son, and Jackie Chan as kind of the sensei master figure. And now we're getting what I'm calling like the Avengers of the Karate Kid universe, where we're getting the stars from multiple reboots. And of course, the show has been a hit on Netflix. It has 5 or 6 seasons. So that's probably the reason this movie's happening. And I'm sure we're going to get Hilary Swank's probably going to show up. Elizabeth Shue is probably going to show up who was in the original. This looks like fine summer family fun. I'm not sure how much like martial arts and that kind of stuff is big with the kids these days. In the 80s and 90s, there was this whole like martial arts craze where everyone was signing up their kid for martial arts. There were lots of martial arts movies. I'm not sure how that is these days with that demographic, but it looks fine. I'm sure the crowd that like watches the Karate Kid show will be all into it.
Yeah, maybe Ben Wong has a vaping problem. Or like maybe Ben Wong spends too much time on his phone and Jackie Chan's like, put that away. Like, that's not what we're doing here. We're going to be real serious. I think you're right. I don't know how combative people are about this stuff. Yeah, because like it's definitely low-key like fight advertising, but it's also about standing up for yourself. Obviously, Karate Kid has a lot of room to run with older audiences. I do not have any affinity to this series. I never even saw the first one all the way through. I can't believe Cobra Kai got 6 seasons and people told me to watch it. I'm sure it's great. I just never fell in. You know what I mean? That's all. Like, I just never had a good proper intro into all of it. I didn't watch the Jaden Smith one. I think you're right. This will be the Avengers of Karate Kids. Like, get everybody back. Everybody's got to come back for Karate Kid Legends. And I can't blame them, man. Make hay while the sun's shining. That Netflix series worked. Everybody liked it. Put out a damn movie. Make a second one if you can. You know, sign up Ben Wang for a 3-feature deal and then get him over to Marvel. They'll take care of him. Like, it all seems like a great idea. But as somebody who's not into Karate Kid, I'm probably going to skip it. So I'm probably not super into it. And I think that's okay. For those of you that are, though, dude, Karate Kid Legends looks like the Avengers. Looks like the greatest movie ever.
Yeah. It really does. And like I said, the first one, the original 1983, is a classic for sure of the 80s and of cinema in general. And then it's just been real derivative since then. Apparently, like I said, a resurgence with the show being very successful. And that's why we're getting this. So yeah, I'll be interested to see how it does.
Me too. One more film to talk about before we wrap up the show this week. This is one we missed late last year. I'm really excited to talk about this. I think it's going to be good stuff. Luca Guadagnino's latest feature. Last year we saw him do Challengers early in the year. He followed up later with this movie, which we didn't really expect, an adaptation of a novel. So I'm excited to talk about it. I'm going to be taking the summary. Please excuse my clumsy delivery. The film is Queer.